So 2 years ago, I released a short film that sort of set out to encapsulate the experience that I had and I saw other people having during the COVID-19 pandemic. And I thought on the day that marks the 2-year anniversary of that film's release, I'd make a short little director's commentary. So without any further ado, let's begin. So as you can see a little bit right here, the camera that I just got to make this and a bunch of other things that I've made since then, it does not like to maintain a consistent autofocus. It is constantly focusing, especially if you look at the lanterns in the background, how they become fuzzy and then in focus almost constantly. Right here, I sort of broke the 180 degree rule of camera placement, but I don't think it was especially egregious. Really, what this film set out to do structurally was to sort of illustrate my day-to-day routine at the point in life that I made this film. Yeah, especially right here, not only the autofocus, but also the white balance of this camera. I've never really gotten quite used to it. I thought about when I put together this shot here, and right here you can see me figuring out that, oh, this mic is covering up my face in the shot. Right here I considered showing what I was actually doing on the computer, but I felt it made it more universal for like times to come, that, and it also illustrated that it didn't really matter what I was doing. It felt like it didn't really matter what I was doing, like how time sort of melds all together. Originally, for this shot here, I wanted to look for like an actual infomercial or like a newscast, but given how I was on kind of a crunch when I made this, I ended up sticking with something I knew, and so I ended up using Cars by Josh. And when we first switched over to this sort of watching the television scene, I was trying to replicate the posture and hand placement that I had in the shot before it. I could have definitely done a better job with that. And right there, you can see the first instance of the motif of a deep breath going from one shot to another. And that's probably because it was only up until I filmed that previous TV shot that I had come up with the idea. A lot of the filmmaking techniques I used with this sort of were an iterative process, sort of me stacking ideas on top of each other during production instead of really sitting down and thinking everything through beforehand. Now, a couple of my personal pet peeves with how this ended up turning out were with this shot of me brushing my teeth and then later washing my face, and a little bit the shot before that where I'm watching the fake Cars commercial. I think both of those shots go on for a little bit too long. This one specifically more egregiously so. And again, you can see the issues with autofocus. If I were to do something like this again, I would definitely have someone behind the camera, either making sure that the focus is not an issue, or disabling it and then manually tuning it beforehand. Something I could have done here to make this bathroom scene feel like it doesn't go on for nearly as long is if I had taken it to be a wider angle, like maybe placed the camera further into the bathroom, because this is a fairly deep bathroom that I'm filming in here, and position the camera so that you see both a little bit of the mirror, but mainly like the non-reflective version of myself. Yeah, this really does go on for a while, just looking at the wall. And very early on in the scene, if you're listening carefully, you can hear the meow of an elderly cat who did not understand the concept of a person using the bathroom. Transition there could have been a little bit tighter. But I think out of all the shots in this movie, I think this one is my favorite. I think this one turned out the best, especially with the contrast between the lamp illuminating my face and everything else. And once again, highlighting my routine, getting a little bit of a nasal spray, I've got my vitamins. And then that's it. That was a deep breath. I have a screenplay written for a potential sequel or reimagining of this. Whether or not that'll ever be made, we'll see what happens. But that's it. Thank you all for tuning in, and have yourselves a damn good one.